everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight to hear more about this fantastic project. We are here tonight to talk about the Bendigo Showgrounds upgrades. My name is Laura, and I am the Senior Communications and Engagement Advisor for Development Victoria, working across the 8 regional sports infrastructure projects, which we are delivering in partnership with Sport and Recreation Victoria. I will just let you all know that I'm having some technical difficulties tonight. My internet is not doing what I had hoped it would be doing. So if anything's a little bit glitchy, then I would just like to apologise in advance. I would like to start by acknowledging the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people as the traditional owners of the lands I am dialing in from today. I would also like to acknowledge the Dja Dja Wurrung as traditional owners of the country on which this project is being delivered, and to recognise their continuing cultural heritage and connection to land and waters. I would like to pay my respects to their elders past and present. And now I would like to introduce you to our project team. First up, we have Amanda Harris, who is Project Director for the 5 projects which Development Victoria is delivering across Bendigo and Geelong regions, including Bendigo Showgrounds. Leanne is a project manager at Development Victoria, working on the Bendigo Showgrounds upgrades. And Catherine is a senior project manager of major infrastructure at Sport and Recreation Victoria. I am now going to hand you over to Catherine to give you some background on the Regional Sports Infrastructure Program.
Thank you, Laura. Sport and Recreation Victoria have partnered with Development Victoria and local councils to deliver the Regional Sports Infrastructure Program, which includes 16 new and upgraded sports and community facilities across 6 regions in Victoria. 3 of those projects are located in Bendigo. So one of the other projects is Bendigo Bowls and Croquet Club, which is being delivered by the City of Greater Bendigo, and Development Victoria will be delivering upgrades to Bendigo Stadium and also the Bendigo Showgrounds, which the team will take you through today. I'll hand over to Amanda Harris at Development Victoria to give you an overview of the Development Victoria team. Thanks.
Thanks, Catherine. Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm from Development Victoria. I just wanted to talk a little bit about who we are at DV and the types of projects that we're involved in. So we are a Victorian Government development agency, and as Catherine sort of mentioned, we're partnering with Sports Rec Victoria as well as the Bendigo Agricultural Show Society on delivering this exciting project. There's a couple of areas that we sort of really focus on in DV, and we're really sort of delivering government policy through property development and urban renewal to achieve social and economic outcomes for the Victorian community. So at DV, we come in and we try to revitalise urban areas, regional areas, and unlock public land, create important cultural and recreational facilities, and build diverse, affordable and sustainable communities. So I'll talk a little bit about our regional portfolio. So we might move to the next slide, please, Evie. So at DV, the team here tonight is part of the civics group within Development Victoria, and we also have a precincts team and a housing group within Development Victoria. In recent years, we've really sort of increased our regional presence, and we've been working on projects such as the Ballarat Gov Hub right here in Bendigo, Galkangu, the Bendigo Gov Hub, and recently we've completed the Geelong Arts Centre. We're also in the process of delivering other regional projects, including the 12 Apostles Visitor Centre and Nile Bunyul, which is the Geelong Convention and Event Centre. So as Catherine sort of mentioned, there's 16 projects in this program, and DV are working on delivering 8 of these projects. And, you know, specifically for Bendigo, there's 2 of the projects within the Bendigo region. We might move to the next slide. So our vision for the project is to design and build upon the existing community venue and infrastructure that we have at the Bendigo Showgrounds site. So the Showgrounds site is really about catering to a significant diversity of events, and we hope that this development will just further enable that sort of diversity of event. So throughout the design process, we've been working really closely with the Bendigo Agricultural Show Society, the City of Greater Bendigo, who, both really understand the community needs and sort of how this infrastructure should be best utilised. So going forward, BAS will be operating the new pavilion that we're sort of developing, as well as being able to sort of really showcase sort of, the types of different events that will be able to be held on the revitalised arena, etc. So we've really sort of encouraged our design team to look at specifying also regional materials, and we're connecting with Jara, exploring opportunities to incorporate Dja Dja Wurrung culture, stories and connection to country within these upgraded works. So in terms of our sort of key sort of project objectives, we might move to the next slide. Thank you. We are, as part of this program of works, we've got sort of 4 key project objectives. It's about improving the health of communities. We're also looking at improving the capacity of the local councils and venue operators to be able to host more events. Hopefully we're going to be providing a positive impact to the local economy, and we are responding to the need to plan, build and operate community sport and active recreation infrastructure within the Bendigo region. So with that, I might hand over to Leanne, who's going to talk in a lot more detail about sort of the project and what we're going to be delivering. Thanks, Leanne.
Thanks, Amanda. So we've engaged a design team to obviously prepare the design for the Bendigo Showgrounds upgrades. The upgrades are kind of focuses on 3 distinct packages. So it's the arena upgrade, the construction of a new pavilion, and then upgrades to the existing entries and fencing. And we're hoping that with this project we will boost local jobs and businesses and support the continued growth of Bendigo. Of the Bendigo region, and works are set to commence in August 2025, but I'll go in a bit more detail into the timelines further on in the presentation. If we can just jump to the next slide, and I can go into a bit more detail of the works. So you can see on this slide there that just highlights the works that's going on in the showgrounds, and you can see it does cover quite a large area, but more focusing around the arena, and then just south of the arena to construct the new pavilion. So the new pavilion is just highlighted there with the white square that will sit kind of between the arena and then the market pavilions currently, and then that will support kind of the markets and ongoing events for BAS in the future. And also around the pavilion, we do have a plaza and an upgraded market lane and landscaping connecting to the adjacent areas, and it connecting into the arena as well. So with the arena upgrades, we are proposing to incorporate the existing perimeter track into the arena to provide kind of more landscaping areas, more car parking, and just generally integrate them more into the site. We'll also include, there's currently 4 light towers on the site. We'll maintain the number of light towers, but construct new light towers and new lights to LEDs, just to modernize that feature of the arena. And then other components will be upgrades to the 4 entries and some of the perimeter fencing, focusing mainly on the main front-facing fence to Holmes Road, and giving a bit more prominence to both of those entries off Holmes Road. So I think that's about it really in terms of the scope. If we can move on to the next slide, and I can just talk more about kind of the sustainability features that we will be incorporating into these elements as well. We have kind of designed these projects with sustainability in mind, and some of these main features include orientation of the building to respond really to the solar orientation of the site, and then some shading elements as well to control the thermal performance of the building. The materials that we have selected will be locally sourced materials with low embodied energy. That will be prioritized throughout the design. We do have stormwater reuse and management features on site, and we will have a big water tank which will capture the water runoff from the roof, and that'll be reused then within the wet areas within the pavilion. We've also incorporated some water sensitive urban design in terms of swales within the new landscaping and car parking to manage the drainage and treatment of stormwater on site. And we've also focused the landscaping and integrated the landscape into the perimeter of the arena and around the pavilion, just to reduce the heat island effect of those hard surfaces that we will be creating. Obviously, one of the main, the main elements of the RCIP of the program and the project is local jobs first, and supporting Victorian businesses and workers by ensuring that the small and medium-sized enterprises are given fair and full opportunity to compete for both large and small government contracts. Like I said, the local Bendigo and regional suppliers has been prioritised within the design. And suppliers can register with the ICN for opportunities to supply goods and services. And we did recently hold an ICN showcase event in Bendigo where we connected the shortlisted tenderers with the local subcontractors, so they could meet each other, connect, and hopefully build those connections, and then tender for the works that's currently out to tender. In terms of planning, so the planning approval, the planning pathway that we are doing is a state government approval pathway under clause 52.3, and then we've submitted the initial application, and we are currently on track for approval in mid-2025, just prior to us commencing works on site. So in terms of opportunities for feedback, obviously this is one of the opportunities today as part of the webinar, and we are also holding in-person drop-in sessions at the showgrounds this Sunday. We'll be in the exhibitions building from 11 a.m. till 12:30. That's quite a peak time for Bass with the Sunday market, so we're hoping that we'll have a lot of people through the doors, and we can share this information with them and get some great feedback as well. So obviously, even though the designs are well progressed, we are keen to hear people's views and get feedback on the designs, so we can then kind of take on board and consider them in the final stages of the project. So in terms of the timelines for the projects, so we're currently out to tender. I think the slides have finally caught up. We're currently out to tender, and we're expected to get a head contractor on board in July and then commence works in August. And then those works will be completed towards the end of 2026. So yeah, we're all very excited, and it's a really key milestone at the moment, and we are very keen to hear your views and your feedback. So I think I'll hand back to Laura just to give you some information on how you can ask questions and provide your feedback.
Thanks, Leanne, and thank you so much everyone for joining us tonight to hear about this great project. As mentioned, you can head to the Engage Victoria website if you would like to make a written submission on the project. The URL is on your screen now, or you can just go to engage.vic.gov.au and it will be listed under open consultations. We've had a lot of questions come through tonight, so we will be taking these on notice and preparing an FAQ document, which we will upload to our website once it has been prepared. We will send an email to everyone who has registered, letting you know when this recording and when the FAQ document have been uploaded. Thanks again to everyone for your time tonight and to all of our presenters. Hopefully we'll see some of you in person on Sunday for our drop-in session at the showgrounds. Good night, everyone. See you
Thanks,
later,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.